What's up, YouTube? Timu's here. Now, here's my review for the sequel, The Wrath of Becky. Now, this is the follow-up to 2020's film Becky, which was, of course, a horror action comedy that had the likes of Kevin James in it, Lulu Wilson. I was surprised of how good Kevin James was in that. I love Kevin James when he gets his comedy, obviously, but man, when that was a very different Kevin James role there. So seeing him like really branching out into like a horror villain territory was interesting to see. Of course, granted, I mostly watched that film back in 2020 because there was not really much films coming out at the time, and I just wanted to watch some newer stuff for 2020. So I put on Becky, and man, that movie was awesome, dude. And so of course, they got the new sequel coming. And I just saw it this past Sunday, and I will tell you right now, Wrath of Becky might be even better than the first film. Now, once again, you have Lulu Wilson, who I still remember her as. She actually played Will Arnett's young daughter. I believe she was like 10 years old at the time, 10 or probably 6. I don't remember how old she was at the time. And on this CBS sitcom that no one really saw and didn't really last long, called The Millers, which had like Margaret Martindale, the girl from Glee, Jayma Mays, I think her name is. She was in that. Really funny little show if you guys haven't seen it. Seeing her like, of course she did other stuff like, she was in. Oh yeah, she was in Annabelle Creation. She was in Origin, Ouija Origin Viva. So she's had some really interesting genre fares, and so seeing her really go to a straight role like this is really Jinxie. The stuff that like she does in this is insane. The violence in this is maybe even better than the violence in the first film. The gore is the, they take the gore up a notch, like major. And now with the sequel, if you guys don't know much about the story, it does take place 3 years after where of course, Becky, after escapes a violent attack on her family by these four neo Nazis, who was one of which, of course, played by Kevin James, and now Becky, who's 16 now, who also has a dog, Diego, who lives with this kind elderly woman named Elena Connor. She rebuild their lives, but of course, you got these facetious organization known as the Noblemen break into their home and attack both Becky and Elena and kidnap other dogs. So she pretty much goes all John Wick on them and must take on the nobleman by returning to her ways. And the one who plays like the leader of the tribe is of course played by Sean William Scott, which of course Sean William Scott obviously is best known for comedies with playing Steve Stifler in American Pie, Dude Where's My Car. So seeing him play like a villain character like this is really interesting. It's really cool to see them like going pretty much having a pattern of having a comedic star playing the villain here. Of course, we had Kevin James in the first film playing the villain, and now we got Sean William Scott in this. Who's gonna be the villain in a Dirt film? Let me see. David Spade, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Patton Oswalt, Simon Pegg. He was supposed to be in the first Becky, But anyway, yeah, the violence in this thing, man, is insane. Like she does stuff to these guys that you would not expect. Like even Keanu Reeves' John Wick will look at her and be like, "Yeah, that's a little way too much, kid." I mean, like she literally goes on John Wick on these people, and it is insane what she does to them. And you know, the performances by Sean William Scott, I just thought was excellent too. I've always loved Sean William Scott ever since I saw him as Steve Stifler, in the American Pie movies, and it's always cool seeing him branching out into different territories, and I thought he played his part really well here. You also had like Courtney Gaines was also in this, Kate Siegel. You had some other decent supporting players. Jill Lawson was in this. Denise Burst was also in this film, and so yeah, and of course the first film was pretty much like a young version of Die Hard, but this one was more like John Wick. I still don't really consider you really. I guess you could call them horror, really, because they definitely have some horror, like horror violent territories here. So I guess you could call them like horror action movies and stuff. But yeah, and after seeing this film, I'm hoping we get a Becky franchise because the ending does leave the film opening, pretty much leave the door open for some more Becky in the future. So yeah, don't be surprised if we get Becky 3 or Becky 4. I mean, I'm definitely down for more Becky because this girl, I believe, is only like, I think she's like 16 now, and man, she still has it. So, like, she really just, nails it at playing this part, and this could definitely be her John Wick. I mean, we'll see. Hey, it would be cool if somehow this takes place in John Wick universe, and she's actually John Wick's long lost star. Can you imagine that one? But I don't think, yeah, I don't think they'll ever go that territory. But that aside, if you guys have not seen Wrath of Becky, do yourself a favor, go watch it. I mean, I think I did my review for the first Becky film back in 2020. You can probably find that on my page somewhere. But yeah, definitely go watch Wrath of Becky. And fingers crossed, we get some more. Anyway, let me leave you guys. Did you have a chance to check out the Wrath of Becky? If so, what you saw it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you even enjoy the first Becky? Are you even interested in checking out more Beckys in the future? Drop it down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Serious Sign.